In the astrology of January 26th, we have some very powerful energy today as the sun is in a square with Jupiter. And the sun, of course, being in Aquarius, broadcasting collective ideas, collective love, and the frequencies that bind us all together, as well as the pursuit of knowledge. And for Jupiter Taurus, we have the expansion of abundance, the expansion of essentially the embodiment of allowing yourself to experience hope, experience luck as an internal force rather than waiting for it as an external force. So this square, for example, for Aquarius might manifest as you in a square position with your family or the people closest to you. And it's not so much about getting rid of or overcoming your family, like leaving them behind, but sometimes it's overcoming the culture or some of the, the mini collective ideals that your family holds, such as there are certain boundaries that we just can't pass. There are certain achievements that we just can't have. And so sometimes it's about overcoming these types of thoughts or a way of thinking. For Capricorn, for example, this energy is going to be, like a solar second and solar fifth square that we are experiencing. So sometimes for Capricorn, it's about being able to allow yourself to actually enjoy the journey while you're experiencing it and understanding that you can get what you want from this journey while still having a good time, while still experiencing joy, and that you don't have to think of joy as something you maybe get to have at the end after you have fulfilled your second house duty. For Sagittarius, of course, this is going to be a different way of thinking, a different way of communicating, and oftentimes self-talk, because we have the third solar house, and it's going to be having a very difficult time with the sixth house. And the difficulty that can happen is, I have all these huge ideas, and then I've only got this tiny amount of time to work within because I have children and I have a marriage and I've got all these different things that I have to, keep my mind on while I'm pursuing these huge ideas. And so, of course, Jupiter in that case is going to be saying, hey, allow yourself to actually take on small goals so that you can get to that big goal eventually. But for now, allow things to be small. And, don't try and undo that or rush this process. For Scorpio, for example, Scorpio is going to be experiencing this between their fourth and seventh house, and so for Scorpio, it's gonna feel in some ways as though you have this differential between what energy you feel safe to invest your time and your hard work on, and where it is that you need to kind of bring things over a little bit more towards your relationship. So it can be between family and relationship. It can be between your friendships and your family. There's essentially some way in which you're probably going to feel like you have to choose between these two sides, where you have to choose between two sets of people in your life. And it's not an easy decision for you to make. For Libra, this square is going to be happening between the fifth and the eighth house, and so there is definitely a certain level of intensity here between these houses. You might feel as though I'm allowing myself to step into creative expression and allowing myself to step into a state of joy. And at the same time, what if what happened before happens again? What if I sense something weird on the horizon? Do I have to shut down completely and move all over into the eighth house and be strategic and constantly trying to intuit what's going to happen next? And so really there's a lot of ways in which Libra just needs to relax for a minute, just allow themselves to actually experience this journey as it's happening and to not try and be so much in control, and instead to participate, which ironically will give you a better instinct and a better connection to your intuition than trying to overplan everything. For Virgo, this energy is going to be, very intense. For Virgo, it's almost as if between their sixth and their ninth house, they have to make a decision about what it is that they are believing in, and essentially where they're putting their eggs. What basket are you putting all of your eggs in? And should you be putting them all there? Or is there more analysis that needs to be done here? And so for Virgo, the best thing, in a very similar sense to what Capricorn is going through, is to allow yourself to take things one step at a time, and to do so, though, in a way where once you've made an investment, to actually believe in that investment. And this is an investment often of your time or your energy, but if you think about it like a regular financial investment, you place the investment down, and then you're just kind of like constantly watching the stock or the crypto or whatever, and you allow it to go up a little bit, down a little bit, and the next time it goes up a tiny bit, you just pull everything out. It's going to be almost impossible for you to yield anything from your investment, because you're focusing on each and every moment and maybe in a state of anxiousness. So it's not easy to overcome, but it's very possible. For Leo, this is happening in a lot of ways where your relationship and your huge career goals, the things that you really are trying to, put all of your energy into, feel like they're at some kind of a standstill. A classic example would be, I'm going to get this promotion, but I need to move somewhere far away. How is this going to affect my relationship? Or is the pursuit of what I'm pursuing in some way constantly taking away from the energy that I should be sharing with my relationship partner? And to what degree is that healthy? And to what degree is that ambitious? And to what degree is this totally unbalanced? And so it's not an easy thing to discern always, but it's a very powerful thing to find that, to basically find the truth of that and explore that, but to explore that with honesty and communication with your relationship partner. And if you're with the right person, this communication will make everything better. And if you're with the wrong person, this will make the communication maybe a little bit more difficult. For Cancer, you are going to be in this position between your 8th house and your 11th house, where it kind of feels as though there's part of you that is wondering if some of your friends are holding you back, and it might not necessarily be that case. It can be, but maybe it's the way that you are in your friendship dynamic with certain people that is truly holding you back. So it's not so much that other people are a bad influence, but maybe there's some part of you that allows other people to kind of govern where it is you're going and what it is you're trying to do, to a degree where you can take back a little bit more of that inner authority. And maybe you've realized that you've spent that or given that outwards to other people a little bit too much in the pursuit of trying to be a good friend. So maybe there was really good intentions, but maybe it's time to take a little bit more of that authority back. For Gemini, this is happening between your 9th and 12th house. And so for you guys, this transit can feel really intense. There is like a choice you have to make between whether you're going to go all in, going back to almost that investment idea, going all in on something, or all out. And that's not an easy thing to do, but basically trusting and having faith in your own choices, having faith in the decisions that you're making, and understanding that evidence won't always be there, and there are some times where to cross certain gaps you will need to use faith. And so while that's easier said than done, if you do that, what you will be able to let go of will not be something that you lose. What you let go of will be something that finally brings you to a place of abundance in many ways internally, beyond just what's going on outside. For Taurus, this is happening between your 10th house and your 1st house. So there's a lot of ways where the decisions that you make have a much greater effect on not just the time that you're about to put into things, because time is a major character here, but on top of that, the quality of your life is, in many ways, you are about to impact that quite a bit. And so allowing yourself to stick with what you authentically know is your true self, like the pursuit of what you're going for, being embodied by the you, the actual you, and not a version of you that other people are trying to tailor into being a certain way. But if you allow yourself to truly be you, then you are about to make some huge level of progress. And it might not seem like anything. You might just meet a new person at a coffee shop, and you start texting, you become good friends, and it doesn't seem like anything that big happens today, but that person might end up being the person that you become business partners with, and you set out on some amazing adventure together in the future. But there is, by being yourself, your true authentic self, you have access to something truly great today, Taurus. And while I would say Aquarius has that definitely in a degree as well, Taurus, you're going to be just incredibly lucky today if you allow yourself to be you. For Aries, your energy is going to be really broadcasted between the second house and the 11th house, and so I think that there's a lot of energy today around almost incentivizing you to partner up with people. So this doesn't always have to be work related, but in some way, shape, or form, to lean on people and to allow them to lean on you, and to maybe, if you've been feeling really alone recently, to allow yourself to actually engage with people a bit more and to understand, I mean, you know, not to make it sound silly, but like the treasure of friendship is its own abundance. But for real, that sometimes we need to re-explore a concept like that, even if it sounds a little bit silly or over-romanticized. And it's a very powerful thing for us to experience. For Pisces, of course, the exploration here between the 12th house, that's going to be, you know, your solar 12th, Aquarius, and your third house, Taurus. This is it's a very intense exploration to take on, because essentially what it means is that in order to overcome this square between the Sun and Jupiter, you are going to have to let something go before you necessarily receive validation about it. So you might have to let go of a grudge before this person even considers coming to apologize to you about what happened, or allowing yourself to let go of a relationship that you really want to get back together, you really want to reconnect with this person, but there's some part of you that has to do that, even though they haven't technically confirmed that you'll never get back together. So it's very emotional and very tricky, but if you allow yourself to really just make some internal conscious decisions about how it is that you're going to be thinking from here on out, based on everything you've experienced, you'll end up in the right place. So I hope that this has helped you guys out today. I hope you all have an amazing Sun square Jupiter, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.